So Lou, when did you decide that, okay, this is getting a little out of control, I need to try to do something, and have there been multiple times when that happened?
That's a loaded question because for the past 6 years, actually, I've been saying I have to change. I went as far as about 6 years ago, that I had a lap band surgery. And, this whole process was crazy because, you see success stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see 500, 600 pound people, and I'm like, man, I'm smaller than them. I know for a fact I'm not 500 pounds, so it's definitely going to work for me, and you hear their stories, and it's encouraging, and, you're like, oh, you're motivated until you get it done.
Yeah.
And what happens is because food has become such an addiction for me that it's like any addiction. You go for help, but then you always find a way to try to beat the system. And that's what I did. And not realizing that I was just beating myself. Because the lap band surgery, it works if you make it work. It doesn't change your mindset.
That's the key.
It doesn't change the desire to eat. It doesn't change the habits. And that's the misconception that even though I was told that, I was convinced that once I have it installed, that's going to change.
Yeah.
Until that very first time where it was just like, the problem is that you can't eat and drink with it. And that's the cheating part. Because remember, you're going from a stomach that's this big to a stomach that's big just because of a pouch.
Right.
So it's not like the other surgeries where they got to cut your stomach, that freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah.
But at least the pouch, I was like, oh, pouch is good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you drink, it pushes the food down, and it's extremely painful. So I'm always experiencing pain. Always experiencing pain. I'm always experiencing getting it stuffed. But that's the whole thing of getting it stuffed. But again, when you're addicted to food, right?
Yeah.
You
forget about the pain that you experience
That's so true.
until it happens again. You know what I mean? And it's just a whole bad cycle. So, but yeah, there's always been moments, ever since I've been hitting this weight and increasing. It's been a battle.
Yeah.
It's been an everyday battle. But that's
I think that also kind of answers the question as far as the barriers. The barriers is that it's still a mind frame rather than just something physical you could change.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, but with that said, I think I just want to make, as far as, what do you find as far as being able to train, at least count on training, through us at the studio at least once or twice a week? Do you think, or what do you think will help you change this time fully? We don't have the answer fully, but we're here to at least put forward ideas that we think will make a huge dent and make it a lifelong changing difference. Me personally, I think it's, when you work out, when you come, it's like you can't tell the difference between you or whatever 300 pound plus person next to a 150 pound person, because you put the same effort and the same intensity and
with a smile.
And with a smile, yes, but I think it's and you are committed to doing that because you show up every week unless you're sick. This is the first time you're missing forever. So I think just that part of you being so committed to fight, And then when I asked you, what'd you do the other days, it's tough. So I think having the viability of coming to someone knowing that they're going to kick my butt for 30 or 45 minutes. So I say that just to also say that I think that's going to be the long-term solution of where you have to have the mentality that I want to be able to run a marathon one day, because this is how long of a process this is going to be.
It wasn't until you guys stepped into my life, honestly. It might be so cheesy, I was in here, but the thing is that I'll be lying to you guys if I tell you that I didn't have influential people in my life. You'd be surprised how many trainers were in my life. But it was just at that moment, I guess, and I worked just as hard, and they believed in me and whatnot. But it was a difference. Like, I guess at that time, mentally, I wasn't ready. Right. It just goes down to mentally. Everybody says, well, the first part is admitting. Yeah. You know how many times I admit it? You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Okay,
I know it.
I know that part. But it was like, it wasn't until you guys stepped into my life, but it was like, you guys made me believe more. I do want to run the marathon.
Yeah.
I do want to do pull-ups. I do want to do these things. And I remember the first time when we actually spoke.
Yeah.
It was a Spartan class.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, listen, you know, I'm not no Spartan, I'm more like Homer Simpson. You know? and you know, and the thing is that my thing is that, you know, I like to make jokes, just especially about my weight, so that way you guys can understand.
Yeah.
You know, I understand I'm big, you know,
Yeah,
but I also don't want you to think that, oh, you know, I'm big, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
But one thing that stood out to me was that he was like, you know, it's not about that.
Yes.
You know, you come as you are, and eventually you would gain the strength to do what everybody else is doing.
That's right.
Mhm.
And from that point on, I was like, you know, wow, you know, and the commitment that you guys have in my life, you know,
Yeah.
it was like, you guys believe in me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Most
mean?
often.
And that's so encouraging, and I would never forget that. And that's why it's like now, more than ever, I can say, you know what, this is it. You know, this is it. I need to step up my game. I need to stop the excuses. I
Yeah.
need to stop the laziness, you know?
Mhm.
Because like I told you, I love working out. I really do. That's a
Yeah.
big guy.
That's-
I enjoy
That's not
it.
most people though.
I know, right? I know. But it's just, you know, I believe in this, you know, now that my daughter's here, my other daughter's coming, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole self-esteem
Yeah,
thing too.
of
you
course.
know? It's just like,
It's
You
easy.
know.
I mean, what's the option? To quit? You know,
Right.
there's no even
Right.
doesn't matter. It's not about a time frame. It's about lifelong. You know, you're trying
Yeah.
to get to a long goal. That's why
Right.
you know we promote as far as we believe in making lifelong changes slowly but surely. Yeah, diets work and so forth. You know, and diet is people think of the word diet. It's bad. It's no. Diet means it's what you eat.
right.
If you're on
Basically.
burgers and McDonald's, that's your diet.
That's
so,
your diet.
so diets can work if you have a goal of I want to lose or this and that within a time frame. But it works better if you make slow life changes,
Yes.
like giving up mayo or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Finding substitute. You know, it wasn't until I used to love mayo, like mayo sandwich with a little ham, practically.
Right now.
But it's it's not until I used to tell myself, I'm gonna start caring when I eat, maybe in my late 20s, because I used to play ball my whole life. But just like you, when I stopped playing organized high school ball, I didn't have that environment and that atmosphere that every day I'm gonna be running miles, I'm gonna be running suicide. So once that leaves, that
Structure.
that structure leaves, it's hard. And I got chubby. We have pictures when we first met. My face were, I was a little. I didn't work out, whatever, and I could tell the difference because I wasn't as active. We're meant to be active. You don't have to be a professional athlete or whatever to be active.
Right.
We're meant to be active, and we're all young. And even if you're old, there are people who are 85, whatever, running
I
marathons.
know.
So it's age and all the excuses don't matter. It's having that mentality that I want to be a life athlete. And in life, whatever I have to do, get up, bend down at work, I want to be at my best to do that. So that's what we're pushing as far as, I want to be my best at whatever I'm doing. So that's,
Awesome.
is that what we agree on as far as what we
Yes.
believe on, what we try to promote and make eventually people commit to fully. So with that said, are we going to go in the kitchen next to show some little things, or you have more questions?
One more question.
Okay.